Hey everybody, Mediocre Magic Man back at it again, doing another Dominaria Draft. Let's look at this pack, see what we got going on. Marwyn the Nurturer is the rare in this pack. It's not very good though. There's cheaper ways to ramp in this format, like Gift of Growth actually fixes your mana and is not vulnerable by being a creature. It has the potential to make a bunch of mana, but the problem is that elves aren't really a thing in this set, so you don't really ever get it to be bigger than a 1/1. I did have a spicy draft where I was 3 colors and I had Arvad, so it became a 3/3 because of that, but it's just not very good. What else is in this pack? Eldest Reborn is standing out at me as the strongest card in the pack. You kind of get 3 things for your one spell. You get to get rid of a creature, planeswalker, usually a creature. You get a card out of their hand, and you get to reanimate something. I don't... The problem is that they get to take the pick there. I think it's still my choice here. Skittering Surveyor would not be wrong, but I think I just like the power of Eldest Reborn. So... This pack has no... Well, it's got 2 removal spells in it, Shivan Fire and or 3 removal spells, Shivan Fire, Deep Freeze, and Blessed Light. So, I've already got the Eldest Reborn, so I kind of been looking at these 3 removal spells and trying to figure out which one pairs best with black. I think I'm going to go with Blessed Light here. It kills things the best way, because it can... it exiles them, which, you know, there's a couple of indestructible things. There's a little bit of graveyard recursion. Exile over destroy is valuable in this set. Plus black-white is a very powerful color combination. So I think that's what I'm going to go for here over the Shivan Fire and the Deep Freeze. Time of Ice looked really good at pre-release, but the format is slow enough that bouncing their creatures, it's okay, but there's plenty of time to get them back out after that happens. So unless you're a really aggressive deck, it's not the best. So Skittering Surveyor and Gideon's Reproach are the 2 cards that I'm looking at here. Skittering Surveyor is very powerful as fixing, because there's a lot of things, like most decks in this format, you're right on the fence about splashing a 3rd color. And Skittering Surveyor allows you to have that option open, whereas Gideon's Reproach is white, leaves me in what I'm going for right now. I can sort of move into white. I think that's what I'm going to go with here. It's early enough that I don't think I need the Surveyor just yet. I'd rather try and close off white and actually move into something. Maybe I go with the second Eldest Reborn here. There's Divest is a playable card, and Soul Salvage is a playable card. So we've got 3 playable black cards in this pack, which is a sign that black might be somewhat open. I think it's going to be my pick. Memorial to Folly, another sign that black might be open, so maybe that Eldest Reborn in the beginning was not as bad a call as I thought it was. Yeah, take that. So the white closed up. I think I'm going to go with Windgrace Acolyte here. It's kind of underpowered compared to what's in the set, but or what's in this pack. You know, the most powerful card in the pack, I think, is Coldwater Snapper. But Windgrace Acolyte is perfectly good when you're in a black deck. You know, having flyers is very important in this format. Whew. So Thallid Omnivore is a great black card. A sign that it is most definitely open. Guardians of Kolos is a card that a lot of people are really down on. I think is very good. But I think I'd rather have Thallid Omnivore. It threatens to do a lot more. You don't end up needing to activate this a lot, because you can swing and your opponent knows that you can, so they can't really block. So you just kind of get in for 3 over and over again. Okay. This pack has got one good card in it, and it's in double blue. Blood Tallow Candle, I guess, is okay. But it's so expensive, and your opponent can see it coming and play around it. Unless you get to like 7 mana, drop it, and immediately crack it. But that's not very good. I think I'm going to take Weight of Memory. I'm only got 2 blue cards. I could easily, or 2 white cards rather. I could easily move into blue. I think I want Lingering Phantom here. It's kind of not the most powerful thing. It's more powerful than Guardians, which is the only other card that I'm looking at. But it costs 1 more mana. But I have 2 triggers that could possibly get it back. If you recur it once, I think you're fine with the extra mana spent to play it. But at the moment, it does not look like that is where we were going here. Wow, these are all bad. I think I'll take Power Stone Shard and remember to cut it this time. But I have seen that card not be the worst thing ever. I guess we'll take a Rat Colony. Divest came back. Okay. I didn't record it, but I played in another draft where my opponent played a 5-color deck with 2 of them in it, and I still am not quite sure what happened that game. They played Adelies on me, Tatiyova. Both games that they won by eventually, they kicked the 2 Gift with Growths on me. It was insane. They eventually won the game by casting Sylvan Awakening by tapping a single forest and 1 of their Power Stone Shards because they had 2 in play, and then they were swinging with 13 creatures. It was insane. And this was on like turn 6. So Josu Vest, I think, is clearly the pick here. I'm in black. It's a legendary, so it triggers the historic for the Lingering Phantom. Not really that's all that relevant. If it was a 4 or 5 minutes with that wasn't legendary, we would just snap pick it. Regardless of the kicker and all the extra stuff that happens. A 4 or 5 minutes for 4 mana would be a snap pick in this pack. And then we've just got a bunch of other potential upside tied to the card. It's really hard to get to kick it at 10 mana, but if you can, you just win the game. That's what I said in my first draft video of this set. It's 10 mana, win the game. So, yeah, there we go. Myriad Conjecture. Let's see. Return target, sorcery. Copy things. This can be quite good, and I could potentially move into blue-black, but I think if I want to move into blue-black, Rona, Disciple of Gix is probably the better call. It's a card advantage over time. It's a little slow, but it can really, break a board lock where you're like, okay, we're both in top deck mode, but when you're top decking 2 cards a turn instead of 1, you will more likely to eventually get there than your opponent. I think I'm going to take that here over Pegasus Corsair, just because Pegasus Corsair is very strong, but it doesn't break a totally locked board. It can help get through, but I think I just like Rona for card advantage. 2 Ronas. Okay, so this one's a tough one because there's a lot of good black cards in this pack as well. Thallid Soothsayer is quite strong. I could take another Omnivore. I'm leaning away from that because I already got one and it's a common. Fungal Infection would also be a decent choice here, but I think I just want to take Rona. I like card advantage. But the problem is I don't really have a lot of things to recur. Well, that's not true. I've got the 2 Eldest Reborn, which go into the graveyard naturally, and then Josu Vest if they kill it. So I think I do take that. We're going to see how this looks. We're going to bring out this white. I say, is there good white cards in this pack? So I've got 3 legendaries, but 2 of them aren't white, so I don't think I can take Ruinous Blast here. I think I'm going to go with the Soothsayer. Omnivore is, like I said, good for sack outlet, but Soothsayer lets me draw cards, which is more powerful, I think. And I don't really need... There was also the another Windgrace Acolyte, but given that I moved into blue, I could still hope to find like a Cloud Reader Sphinx or Academy Drakes to try and get in the air, so I don't really need the Windgrace Acolyte there. Antiquities War. I didn't record it, but I built this fun deck around that. Really, really weird card. But I think I'm going to go with Fungal Infection here. Helps you win a combat and creates a 1/1 that I can use to sack to the Omnivore or the Soothsayer. Wow. Maybe we should move back into white. There's not a lot of good blue coming around, and I really like Arvad here. I think I'm going to take Arvad. I could possibly splash Arvad if I pick up like a Skittering Surveyor and still end up in blue-black. I'm not really committed to either blue or black though at this, or blue or white at this point. Not really running a lot of historic triggers, so I don't really like this here. I think the answer is Divest. Man, one of these days I want to try and just take all the Homerid Explorers and see if I can make a mill deck work. Dark Bargain is an easy choice here. Instant speed card advantage is quite good. You can hold up like you're going to Vicious Offering or something, and then end of turn, Dark Bargain. So, I don't like any of these. Blessing of Bells and Lock is just not that great. The +1 makes it really hard to actually win a combat. If you're putting it on a legendary creature, then it's fine, but I think I'd rather have the wall. Do I want the wall? No, I'm going to take the Invoke in case I move back into white and need enchantment removal and artifact removal. Go ahead and play the odds there either way. I think here, it's either the wall or the Evangel. 2/2s are not that great. I've played a couple of decks with this in it, and it's been fine, but not great. You know what? I'm gonna take the big risk here. I'm gonna take Rat Colony, and maybe I'll get Tetsuko in round 3 and just live the dream. Tetsuko being the 1/3 legendary that creatures with power or toughness 1 can't be blocked. So if I have an army of rat colonies, they are all unblockable because they all have 1 toughness and they get huge. I've never seen anybody pull it off, but I've always wanted to. Okay, Karn's Temporal Sundering is the pick for me here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in my deck, legendaries. Probably I'll end up cutting Arvad unless I get some fixing. But that is enough that I think I want to run the Sundering. It's going to hurt to pass Vicious Offering here. Vicious Offering is very powerful, but I'm just too greedy. The potential upside on Temporal Sundering is insane. So, we're going to try it. Wow. Okay, maybe we won't. Maybe we should have taken the Offering and moved it back into white. Oh, so many mistakes were made. Wow, we should have stuck with our guns on the white. Can we still? So we cut Temporal Sundering, Weight of Memory. That brings us, we cut 4 cards. We go down to 14. And we bring back in 3 more. I'm looking at Sierra Angel over Quende here. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Bring in Reproach, bring in Invoke, or not Invoke, we'll bring in Blessed Light, Invoke is okay to play main board if we need to, but we're going to look to see what the deck looks like before we do that. I could consider, like, no, because if I end up splashing something, it's going to be blue for Rona and Sundering, so I think the clear pick here is Cast Down. Tatiova is very powerful. And what am I thinking? I'm not in blue anymore. I can't be splash both blue and green. So I think Cast Down is the easy pick here. This is a pack. There are not a lot of white cards in this pack anymore. What am I doing? I think I'll take Corsair here. Let's see. So I think I want Stronghold Confessor here. Our 4-drop slot is a little crowded. It's a 4-drop. Don't kid yourself. You don't want a 1/1 for 1. Whereas a 3/3 for 4 with Menace is perfectly fine. I already have one Dark Bargain, so I think I want Skin Witch. I don't have really any creatures that come down before 4 mana, like woohoo Corsair. So I think I take this because it works as an emergency in a 2-drop slot, and then if I get to 6 to discard, make them discard, that's plenty good for me. This card, it looks free, but it does cost you colors in a format where there's a lot of 3 colors, so it ends up not getting played a lot more often than you think. But, and here I'm only 2 colors, and I'm not really very heavy in one or the other, so this is the kind of deck that can make it work, but I think I just like a Dark Bargain. Card, filtering is not quite as good as just getting more cards. And this is both filtering and more cards. You net a card and end up, you look at 3 and get 2, so you end up getting 2 good cards. Or more likely to get 2 good cards, as opposed to, say, Divination. I don't like any of these, so I'm just going to take Gilded Lotus. Maybe I'll splash. Adamant Will really underperforms, I think. Wow, there are no cards in the colors that I'm playing. So I think I take Aether's Glider. I already have one Invoke the Divine in the sideboard. So I think I'd rather have the second Glider to get through in the air. Oh, hey, Evangel. Yeah, we're just taking cards that are on color at this point. It's way too late to think about doing anything else. The Boot Blessing instead of the land. That's super spicy. Okay. There's some static on the line. Where is that coming from? Alright, we're waiting for our opponents to make our final picks here. Let's cut this guy as Blessing. What else don't I like here? So, I don't want Gilded Lotus. I'm not splashing, and I'm not really ramping. Alright, and then... So I've got... How many Lingering Phantom triggers do I have for Historic? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not enough. I don't want this Blessing. I think I only want 1 Lingering Phantom, just as a 6-drop. You need a couple of things that big. I think I want to... So let's see, how many removal spells do I have besides the Divest? I've got Reproach, Cast Down, and the 2 Eldest Reborns. Let's move this over here. I don't think I like Divest. I think I bring it in if there's something that I can't deal with. This is a tough call. So let's see. I'm at 24. Pegasus Corsair, I got 14 creatures. Pegasus Corsair helps the whatever is stuck on the ground get in. So I think it's one of these gliders is the call. That does cut me down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the historic triggers, but that's fine. So, how did it cast down? Oh, I tried to... What did I do? Oh, I tried to move the Confessor, and I must have grabbed the wrong card. So... This works for me. The curve is a little dense here at 5, but the format's slow, so I'll get the ability to cast most of them. Oh wait, I'm 23, including the Memorial, because I forgot to take it back out. So, with that in mind, I think I bring back in one of the divests. Alright. Oh, I gotta add lands. I can just save it, but that's not really gonna be great. Given that I do have the one double white card, I think I want at least 5 sources. So that will do that. Save it. Let's jam! Here we go. Ooh, they'll get there. Alright, here we go. Ready to begin round 1. I would like to play first. This deck is aggressive. I will keep this. I don't need to play the Confessor on 1. It's very bad as a 1-drop. 1/1 with Menace. I'd rather have it as a 3/3, especially when I've got Reproach and Cast Down to get blockers out of the way, or if they drop something that's a threat this early. I'm not running either of the triple black things or triple white things in this deck, so I don't need to play around that. It is one of my biggest weaknesses in this format, is forgetting to, if I've got like Steel Leaf Champion or Dredge Shade in my deck, I will play one and then the other, hoping like maybe if I draw something, but I should always play towards that. Surveyor, okay. I was worried about Adeliz. If it was Adeliz, then this could aggro us out pretty fast here, but I'm fine with Surveyor. Plus, I was worried about a potential Syncopate, so by having them tapped out here, I can just run this on out. I now have enough lands. I would like to stop drawing those, please. Oh, do I play Eldest Reborn with nothing in the yard? That is the question. I think not. I don't really want them. Sacking a Surveyor is not good enough for me. So I think I hold on to this, and then depending upon what they do next turn, I could like Reproach or Cast Down to get something out of the way so I can really just kill what I want with this Eldest Reborn. So I think we're just going to jam in with this Stronghold Confessor. And then hold up for either of these two things. Attack. Pass. Plus it really hoses them if they have been trying to hold up removal or something. That's a thing. Okay. So they'll probably... See, I've got enough to do both, depending upon what they cast. So they're probably going to swing. And then I will Reproach Neru Meha And then depending upon what they do second main, I might consider an end of turn cast down, so that way I can wipe their board with the Eldest Reborn. Let's do this and hope it's not a pump spell. Let's tap like that. No, don't run amok. Wizard's Lightning. Oh, right, because once Nerumeha is destroyed, the Wizard's Lightning costs them more, so they're just trying to be efficient on mana by doing that now. I'm fine with that. We'll take one. Two, three, Traxos. That is very risky. So I think, plus it would be great for a thing for me to reanimate. I have 5 other historic triggers in my deck. So I think I'm going to cast down the Surveyor so that I can Eldest Reborn, make them sack Traxos. It's a very aggressive maneuver, but I want that gone. Because at this point, with the way our board state is, and we don't actually really have anything that deals with that otherwise. Because we don't have Eviscerates or Settle the Score. This is very hard for us to deal with a Sphinx now. We've burned our spells. I still think it was right to cast down so that we could force to get rid of the Traxos. Just they had all but the Wizard's Lightning that they had played was historic. So the likelihood, I feel, is very high that they were going to untap and then smack for 7. And with one of those coming through was going to be a big problem for me. Not in a good spot here. Maybe they'll run out of stuff, though. I get my other Eldest Reborn. So, what do I return here? See, if I return my Stronghold Confessor, then it just comes back as a 1/1. Nerumeha is just a 3/3 for me, which doesn't even get through this. They could just leave this up as a blocker. So I just think that the only real choice here is Traxos and hope we draw some heat to untap it. And I think if we do untap it, we leave it up until we get another... Well, no, because we're not blocking the flyer. Alright, let's look at their hand. I don't think there's any creatures in it, but, just otherwise they would have played them. But I just want to see. If they top deck a creature, it's also coming right out. So the divest is kind of dead anyway. Yep. Blink of an eye and... It's not revealed. Can I not? Okay. Got it. Oh, it hasn't been there till the spell is resolved. Got it. See, they got that. I'm going to assume that was... They played that already. So, oh, Blink of an Eye sucks. They get to get their Traxos back. Yep. Here we go. But they did not have a trigger, though. Which, we did get to see that. Are they even going to? Maybe they hold up. Wait for me to do something with it. Nope. Okay. Yeah, because they want to get their card draw, so that's gone. it is looking bad for us here. Atraxos? None of us ever expected that. A top deck Juggernaut? That's just rude. Yeah. Corsair off the top. Well, hold on. Does this matter? So I take 10. And then, so if I block that, there's no way. No, it's just over. Even if I play this and block the 5 over there, which is the most damage, I still take 10, and then they come through for 3 in the air next turn. Or get through with this. I can only play one blocker, deal with one thing. There is no out here. So, what do I do against this deck? I don't really have any enchantments. I don't need Invoke the Divine. See, they're running a good bit of removal. I wonder if it's right to bring in... now, what am I thinking? Yeah, there's no real answer here. So they run 2 Wizard's Lightning that we saw. The one in their hand, and the one that they had. The one that they cast. So I think I kind of want to prioritize things that live through Wizard's Lightning. So, plus they were running flyers. So I think I cut Aether's Glider for Lingering Phantom. Let's see what happens. Corsair still dies, but, I mean, I don't have really anything else that lives through that. I would like to play fast. Ugh, this hand is monocolor, but I think I keep it. Tap land first. It's really nice in this format to have your tap land in your opening hand, because it really hurts when you like top deck it turn 4 or whatever, and so you're like, oh well, I can either play this and not play my 4-drop, or sit on it for a while. Turn 1, you're just like, whatever. Nobody's got 1-drops anyway. I mean, this opponent did, but... So they don't have anything going on, so I think I just sit here on this Skin Witch. There's no need to play it for 2. Especially not when I, could want to cast down into turn. Turn 3 Surveyor again. That must be nice. Surveyor with a short sword on it is going to put a stop to our Evangel here. Okay. They now do have something. Skin Witch does just kind of block the Surveyor, but I'm fine. I'm winning the race here. So if they want to get in, then that's fine. They'll probably leave it up, though, because now the Evangel is just stopped in its tracks, and that's better for them. No, I was supposed to find a land here. Alright, well, I guess nothing happens here. They got beginning of combat. Trickster. I think I take 4 here to see what they play afterwards. It's worth the extra 2 damage to maybe get a better target, but I think it is cast down end of turn here. Yeah, see, that's way better. I'd much rather cast down a Cloud Reader Sphinx than a Trickster or a Surveyor. I am satisfied with that. Plus then now my Acolyte can actually do work. Cast that down. Because it's a flyer, you get to cast it down. Gravity. Gotcha. Well, it's not a land, and since I'm not getting land, I'm never going to get the chance to kick it, so... And also, this doesn't really block effectively, so I'm going to get in with the Evangel and then drop Josu. Journey Mage. Okay, I will take 2. And they might try and get in because I could block and then retort. Nope. Wizard's Lightning, rather, to kill Josu, and that would be a 2-for-1 I would be satisfied with, but that is not what they're doing. Frenzied Rage. Oh, I really need to draw a white mana to reproach that. That's not a white mana. But this does work for me because he'll try and get in, and I'll go ahead and Fungal Infection, and then just put the Sapperling and Josu on it, and that will take it out. Josu gets to live. It turns out to be a 2-for-1 because my opponent does have an enchantment on there, so I kill their creature and their enchantment for the single Fungal Infection. And if they've got a trick, then I guess it depends upon what trick it is, what happens. If they've got a trick and they blow me out, then it turns out to be a 2 for... No, if they get a trick and blow me out so that all their things get to live, then they get a 2-for-1 on the trick. And if they swing out, I block the Journey Mage with the Evangel. Is it another Frenzied Rage? It is. It is. Okay. I really need a top deck white mana here. So... I think it's going to be Fungal Infection, double block the Surveyor, single block the Evangel, and then hopefully I can top deck any land at all, and Eldest Reborn to take care of their last creature. Or if it's a white land, I maybe hold up Gideon's Reproach, although I probably just Reborn. So we're going to Fungal Infection. Oh, or is that the call? Hold on. Because if I fungal infection there, it prevents 1 damage. Because either way, the Josu eats that. So we're gonna fungal infection that one. Oh no, or was the right call to fungal infection the trickster? So that the trickster gets eaten by the evangel. We messed that up. I would rather have taken 1 more point of damage to have my creature around. Damn. So we're gonna double block there, single block there. Yep, so I guess it looks like they do not have a trick. Otherwise they would have put Josu first. Again. So now I really need to top deck white mana. So at this point, I think I have to play the Skin Witch. Oh, there's no way out. Yeah, there's no way. God, I punted this game. Because if I'd had my creature still around, then I could play the Skin Witch and have 2 blockers up to block the Journey Mage, the Menace Journey Mage, and then the Evangel left to block the other one. We punted, y'all. We punted. Maybe they don't see it. So my opponent, if they put the short sword on the Journey Mage, they just win. They probably see that. But we're going to make them do it. I'm very disappointed in myself. Yeah, well. Super dead now. Yeah, it doesn't matter. They don't even need to equip. Yep. Concede. I don't normally, but I have to know. How far down was the white source? Wow. Okay, that was here. See how far down I had to get before I found a white source. Very disappointing. Join. This deck hates me. I'm running so many, so these aren't until... Oops. So they're playing first, so I get to draw. I've got so many sources of black. I'm gonna keep it. It's a big risk. All I need is 1 more land to cast the Corsair, and if I draw a few more, then the Angel is online. The fact that there's double white in here plus the Angel makes me very satisfied with this hand. Well, not very satisfied, but it makes it acceptable to me. has an equally hard decision to make here. Just to play the Skin Witch. Okay. Need 2 more lands. Skin Witch getting in. Urza's Tome. Well, maybe that means we've got time. I was really down on Urza's Tome at the beginning of the format because I felt like 3 mana to loot was too much. But the format is slow enough that it's fine. Ooh, buddy, Well, let's see what they've got. Yeah, that turn 4 divest off of the top deck swamp. Okay, I'm happy to get rid of Chronicler here. Because they were going to get that Eviscerate back. Or the Wizard, or wait and cast either of these things and just get there. Note, the Wizard's Lightning only costs them 1 mana because this is a wizard. How often are there black wizards? Well, there are lots because there's that EDH deck that's blue, red, black with the wizards. Okay. Discard Whisper. That's good because that lets them next time just draw a card off of it. Of course I top deck Josu when I'm stuck on 4 with only a single black source. That's a perfectly acceptable thing to have happen. Our opponent is working pretty slow here, so, you know, we've got time to get there. If I top deck a land, I think it's Eldest Reborn, even if it's a black source. Well, it's a creature that can be played. They're gonna, yeah, they're gonna Wizard's Lightning to get through. No, they're not. Interesting. So they still have the Fungal Infection and the Wizard's Lightning. Okay. They probably exile Whisper so that they can just draw a card. Yep. Hooray! So if I just drop the Eldest Reborn, they probably sack their the Skin Witch, and that doesn't really get me ahead. So the call here is between Josu Vess and the Angel. So let's see, Josu Vess has 5 toughness, so if they infection it down to 4 and then block with this, the Wizard's Lightning kills it. So either way, Sierra Angel, they can just instantly 2-for-1 both Wizard's Lightning and Fungal Infection and just kill it. And I think that if I do that and then bait them out, there's a high potential they could just go for that. In which case, I get to free roll Josu Vess later. So I think I'm actually going to cast the Angel now and just let them kill it. That's fine. I got other flyers. And then we will pass. And if they want to do it, they should do it now before I can sack it in response to draw a card. Yep. Yep, exactly as I predicted. This is fine for me. Now Josu will get to live, so both of those are gone. Man, so much card advantage. At least now they're just filtering. They don't have anything in their yard to exile. That's value, though, putting a thing that recurs into the graveyard. Do they have another trick? We'll make him use it. Oh no, I'm not to declare blockers. Not that one. Pull back on that. The one that we can kill. Yeah. Yep. See, the Urza's Tome has just made it so that every single one of their draws is pure heat. I really need to start dwindling their board down. Like, I could cast Blessed Light, but I just need to I need to get a board state before I can start doing that. So they're going to pay to get back their Lingering Phantom. And in comes the Surveyor. And they'll probably just swing with the Confessor, unless they've... See, they could have another Wizard's Lightning in hand. No, yeah. Yeah, Wizard's Lightning doesn't. 1 plus 3 is 4, so they don't quite get there. I'm down to 6. They're gonna cast their Lingering Phantom. But if I play this... So I think I want to play my own Lingering Phantom, and then next turn Blessed Light their Lingering Phantom. Having these two things down blanks the Confessor, because then I can double block the Confessor. I'll take 3 and go to 3. No, because then I Blessed Light, and then I get to keep one of them around. So then... So double block... If they swing out, I double block the Confessor, I go to 3. They play Lingering Phantom. Next turn, I untap, Blessed Light the Phantom, and then they come in with 3 power, and I've got 3 blockers, so then even with a single removal spell, I am not dead next turn. So that is the play here. It is kind of funny playing my Lingering Phantom after they got theirs back into their hand. Yep, there it is. And maybe they don't swing. That works out better for me. Yep, perfect. Ooh, that changes things slightly. So I think So if I run Arved out, then suddenly Josu can just block the Phantom. Because Josu becomes a 6/7. I'm so low on life. I got 6 mana now. I'm a long ways off from being able to do multiple things. I think I just build out my board presence and try and stabilize here. Black. They know about fungal infection. I mean, they don't. Have they seen it in this deck? don't think they have. This is still game 1. Plus the lifelink really helps here. If they... Oh, buddy. That is a problem. Kicked blade ring. And they're both legendary, which means my cast down doesn't even get there. So if I Blessed Light one of them, then 4 gets through in the air, and then coming into the ground, it is, let's see, I block that on there. I think the Confessor also gets through, so I take 7 at the same time that I'm gaining. Let's think this out. So Josu blocks the Phantom. Phantom blocks the Skin Witch. No, I think these 2 things double block the Confessor. They get to kill Arvad. No, I can't let them kill Arvad because then Josu dies. So I take 7, I block this, and then I take 3, 4, 5 at the same time. No, God, there's no way to do this. Right, so let's see. 7 from the Confessor and the Blade Wing, plus 1 of these ground creatures. Let's see that one. So 8. They get through for 8 at the same time that I'm gaining 3, and I go to 1. If I exile this one, and then they are left with, let's see, the Phantom would be gone, the Confessor would still be around, and I would have Arvad around for the lifelink. I think, and if they got a removal spell for Arvad, I'm just dead. So we're going to do this, and then I need to top deck a, what's that card? The Gideon's Reproach, to kill the other one on attacks next turn. Otherwise, this game is over. See, now they're spending their time to do the same math that I did, figuring out that if they swing out, I'm dead next turn unless I have something. Just those 2. If that's what they do, I'm fine with that. It's actually the same clock either way, now I think about it. It probably has some kind of a trick. That or they can just recur it, so it's a free roll. A kicked Vicious Offering. So now these 2 things will trade. Oof. Well, like I said, if they have anything, any removal spell, I'm dead. And they had exactly that. Let's see what I draw. Cast Down, the one removal spell that couldn't actually deal with it. Yeah, they just got it. Concede. Yeah, I could play my flyer and block, but I'm at 2 life, and I have 2 blockers to way too many creatures. Submit. Oh, the life gain actually. Oh, I scooped maybe too soon. I don't think it mattered, because either way, the life gain means that I can chump that. I would have gone to 5. I would have taken 3, I think it was, and gone back to 2, and then next turn they would have just got me with the Blade Wing. It was maybe a smidgen premature, but I still don't think there was a way out. Stop giving me these sliced hands. You're killing me, Moto. You're killing me. Their deck is slow. I'm fine with it. This is actually that was a dumb maneuver. It was fine when I was sliced with white because I'm heavier in black, but being cut this way, this is the wrong maneuver. I'm just making mistakes because I'm salty because I punted match 1. Turn 2, tome. Oh, we got there. We got there. Alright. This works for me. Soothsayer. Is it lightning? No, they're just gonna find the cards that they need. See, like, get rid of that swamp for a playable card. Super good. Alright, and now I've run out of lands. I'm running 17. Why do I keep getting stuck on 4 here? I think I just hold up because they don't have any creatures now, so I could just reproach to kill that omnivore. Yeah, we're gonna try. We're gonna go ahead and go for the swing. They might, it's got the higher potential for me to actually get with the reproach here, and if not, I just get in for 2. Yep, they see through it. They did not play their creatures first main. I guess it could be like fungal infection to make a dude, to sack a dude. That wouldn't be very good. I guess it'd be a 1-for-1 for them. Their fungal infection for my 1 getting his reproach. I think I hold up here and either Dark Bargain or cast down into turn. It's weird to not main phase the Dark Bargain to try and hit land drops, but I think I'd rather keep my opponent guessing. So if I destroy that, they're at 3 cards in hand, and they're just going to get it back. So I don't think that's worth destroying. I think I just want a Dark Bargain instead. I need to take the land, so I don't want Confessor here. I'd rather have the 3/3 that can get bigger. Here we go again. So now we have options. So if I want to play 2 things, I could play the Cast Down and the Corsair. But I think I'd rather play... There's no real good answer here. So I could play the Corsair and leave up to, like, I don't want to sack anything to draw cards. Maybe I just drop Arvad. Maybe Arvad. Oh no, because then they swing and it just gets eaten by something. So let's see. Omnivore. When I could play Omnivore and sack the other thing to bring it up to a 5/5, which still just trades with the Phantom. And double block on the Confessor with the Omnivore and the Soothsayer. They still get to kill one of them. I think I'm okay with that, though. So I think this is the call. Well, or do I just jam the Eldest Reborn? Because if I Eldest Reborn, they probably sack the Phantom because they can get it back. They're down to 3 cards. I'm going to go with the Omnivore and see if I double block to trade one with the Confessor. I'm fine with that because I'm trying to thin things out so that I can kill something good with the Eldest Reborn. Oh no, let's see what they do. Yeah. They have another creature? They're gonna look for one. Yeah, that's Value City. That makes me real sad. Not a land, so I can't, like, Fungal Infection, Squee, and then, So now I play... God, I really wish I had one more mana. So I think I play the Corsair and leave up either Cast Down or Fungal Infection, depending upon what is needed. Pegasus Corsair does kind of just stop Squee in the tracks. So they've got 7 mana on board. I don't think they've got enough to recur it and play something else, so it just feels bad because I know it's coming back. I don't think it makes any sense to play Eldest Reborn here. Squee just keeps coming back. I want to get more value than that, so I think probably I jam in with these 2 guys and then play Arvad. Hitting for 4 in the air. It's not the worst thing I've ever done. It's looking like our opponent is probably a little flooded here. I'm guessing they were not hoping. I'm gonna guess, given that they dropped a mountain and then played a mountain. Oh, so it is kicked. So let's see. How badly do I want to keep that alive? I don't really care, because let's see, I could fungal infection and then sack both creatures, but that's not worth it. So then that's good value out of them too, because they just get to keep replaying Squee. No, not my flyer. We're gonna go with Arvad, because Arvad will get flying with the Corsair next turn, and then with the lifelink, we might be able to stage a comeback here. So, let's see, they've got 8 lands, not quite enough to, oh, God, stop having that. Alright, because the 1 extra to get back the, Barracks Bladewing is just so good. So, how do I win here? I think I go to combat and swing with both. They might be willing to trade Arvad for one of these Bladewings. And yeah. If not, they get to kill the Corsair, but I gotta take the risk. Yes! No! No, do it! Go on! Yes! Glorious, glorious, glorious. Cost me both Arvad and my Corsair, but I'm fine with that. They'll probably play Lingering Phantom, and then I will be able to get their Bladewing back. I think that's better than my Arvad. I'm very glad that they blocked Arvad. The fact that they switched up their blocking, yep, I knew it. I was like, the fact that they switched up their blocking means that they probably have Graveyard Recursion, because they might have been predicting a Blessed Light, in which case if I tried to Blessed Light the token or whatever, I would be more inclined to Blessed Light the token to keep alive my Corsair, as opposed to Blessed Lighting the one that's already going to die. So that is what they were doing there. Everybody discard. Okay, so next turn they are going to play that stupid Bladewing again. So I think I'll be able to kill one Bladewing by doing the Acolyte plus the fungal infection. And the next turn I get to reanimate something, so I think I'm going to reanimate Arvad, because now that the Bladewing is gone, so that I think makes Josu Vest the right call here, because that gets bigger when Arvad comes back. Arvad the Cursed. Man, I wish we'd seen the divest earlier. I would have loved to have divested the Blade Wing. So then we drop this thing. Leave Josu up to block the Omnivore. Too low on life to let that go through. In the same vein as why they made their blocking decisions last turn, we're going to block the... oh, now they know what's going on. Well, there goes my glider. There's no reason for them to discard Phantom when I've got a historic trigger in hand. I still think even knowing that the trick is there, they still swing. But I don't know their life. Do they have another Soul Salvage in hand? I think I need to play like they do. I'm not going to block. You get through. Congratulations. Blessed Light. That's not Blessed Light. Do I just swing with Josu here? So let's see. I can block that with that. No. Ooh, we locked up. I'm pretty much going to let the non-token Blade Wing hit me for as long as I possibly can until I can exile it. Yep. I mean, it's very obvious that they've got another Soul Salvage. They would not have taken a trade that they can see coming. That's a lot of mana. What do they got? Haphazard Bombardment. Ugh. Our opponent's deck is nasty. Oh, I'm going to be really sad if it's the Windgrace Acolyte. Yeah, of course the 4 creatures. You know. Alright, what's it going to be? Alright, Josu. Alright, they're down to 2 cards. Let's just look at what they are now. They do not. Oh, they have their own fungal infection. I see. Well, that is most certainly a thing. At this point, I have to. They're going to swing out, and I absolutely have to block either way. So they are going to get the blowout. Yep. Oh yeah, they just hadn't had the mana to cast Squee all this time. Just been hiding out under there. Actually, does that just make it lethal? No, because I block with Arvad. Unless they add something. Yeah, that does it. Because now they swing out, I can block the one thing. I guess I can make... Yeah, no, that's it. Because they're going to be left with both their flyers, and I can't kill both of them off of one card draw. Wow, we are biffing it. Well, we're going to ride it out, though, you know. It always takes longer to find an opponent in the losing bracket. People like to only stick around for as long as they can win prizes, but we're here to play. Like, just playing the game is fun. Unless you just punt. It sucks so much when you're like, oh no, I could have not lost there. I don't know if I was going to come back there in that round one, but it would have been nice to see. My first draft video had an epic comeback where it's like, well, I'm just dead unless I top deck Eviscerate. And then I top decked Eviscerate and managed to make the comeback. That game was sick. I'm glad that was on video. If you haven't seen it, go check out Dominaria Draft #1. We're getting ready to start round 3 here, after having totally biffed it rounds 1 and 2. My opponent is taking a very long time to decide. There they go. Hey, finally a land with both colors of mana in it. Those are so rare. I'm going to keep it. I just need one more land to really get going here. Be able to cast both Blessed Light and Arvad. And 2 more, which by the time I get to 6 seems pretty feasible. Turn 1 Memorial. That sounds like a good plan. I'd like to do that, but I didn't draw a Memorial. We're going to go with the Swamp first. Deck is heavier in black, so open with that. Mirror. That card's fine. Alright, well, we got there on mana. We can cast most of the spells in our hand eventually. Right. Wait, did I miscount? I thought we started with 4. Oh well. We're still doing okay. Okay, cool. I thought they were stuck on lands for a minute. I was about to be like, oh my dear sweet opponent. Cool, that blocks those pretty nicely. They might have some historic triggers, but they gotta get 2 to be able to get through. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll take 2. Let's go ahead and set this skip on. Yep, soak that up. Interesting choices. Top decking divest is weird here, but I think we're gonna see what they got. So we're gonna get rid of Aven Sentry. It's the biggest problem for us here. And take note that they have Gideon's Reproach in hand. What did I do? There we go. And a Soul Salvage. They have got a strong hand. Do I try and block and make them force it out? I think so. goes that. Come on, land drop. Oh, that is not a land drop. Alright, well, here we go. As bad as it seems, we probably... So let's see, they played that, so they're down to something in soul salvage. I'll just take it. Okay, that I will cast down. I was not really willing to cast down any of those other four things. Alright. So now this can block the unicorn, and we start to make the comeback on lifelink. They've got soul salvage in their hand. So it might be time to just pop that to get back their sentries. Swing just the flyers. Yeah, it's a problem. So let's see. I am down to 4. So if I play Eldest Reborn, Eldest Reborn, they sack one of the flyers, and I leave up Arvat. I think that's the call, because I get rid of one thing, and I get to hold the Blessed Light for one of the bigger flyers later. And if they sack one of the flyers, then, because let's see, it's currently 4 power worth of flying, so it's exactly lethal in the air. If they sack one of those, then I leave up Arvad to block the unicorn. And if they sack the unicorn, I get in to gain the life so that I don't die next turn. So let's go for it. It's a very difficult decision for my opponent here. They'd probably get rid of the unicorn. They get hit and it messes with the clock, but this way they still just get there. I get to go up to 7. Yep. So yeah, here we have choices. What are they going to discard? So they use the soul salvage, so I don't know any of their cards in their hand anymore. Actually, that's not true. I do know the Aven Sentry, but that's not in that little box. So they're coming in for 4. So if I play the second Eldest Reborn, they probably just sack the Sierra Disciple, and then that leaves them with 4, 5, 6 coming in the air, which is exactly enough. So I think I need to Blessed Light the... Or do I just play this as a blocker? See, if I play that, I go to 6. So I can't block any of these things on the ground. So I think first things first, I swing with Arvad. They probably just let it through because either way, I'm dead next turn. In their eyes. And then I can play the Windgrace Acolyte and go to 9 and have a blocker. We might not be quite so dead here. And if they block with the sentry, then we're doing plenty good. Alright. Plus, I can get value here because I put more things into the yard. Yes, I can reanimate a Windgrace Acolyte. That's great. See, now I definitely get to live through this turn, because they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power, even if they remove this. Ooh. So let's see, I'm not dead yet. Let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I gotta block the sentry here. That's the correct maneuver, but not what I was expecting. So now I gotta think ahead. So if I block with the Acolyte here, I go to 5. Go to 5. And then reanimate an Acolyte and go to 8. And then kill their sentry. So if I don't block, I go to 3, replay an Acolyte, I go to 6, I have Arvad bring me up to 9 again, and then double block the 2, so let's see, next turn, then I would double block the 2 sentries, 1 on each. I would take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I just gotta take it, that's my only way out. And if they've got another historic spell in their hand, I'm just dead. See, this sets me up because it, if I have this around, it can block these without a historic trigger. What are they thinking? Target creature or planeswalker from the battlefield. Windgrace Acolyte. I will gain 3 more life and mill 3 more cards. Alright. Go ahead and play a land now. So I can't block anything on the ground, so I think I just swing with Arvad to gain 3 more. Okay, that's interesting. So now next turn, see if they cast a historic spell, then it is 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 exactly. Plus I have blockers. So I actually think I'm going to Eldest Reborn here instead of the Windgrace, or the Blessed Light. Blessed Light is great because I get to take out the thing that I want, but at this point, all of these things, getting rid of any single one of them is about the same. At this point, I will go ahead and double block. I need to get these things out of the way, otherwise the clock just gets there. And then they will follow up with that even sentry they've been sitting on, and I will Blessed Light it, because I'm fine taking either 1 or 2 a turn going forward until I find an answer, but I cannot take 4 a turn. So Not to mention, I will be reanimating my Windgrace Acolyte yet again, which serves as a blocker for this. I'm going to mill myself. Oops. Oh, they meant to do it end of turn. Oh well. Yep. Take one. Do I get back an Acolyte? Yeah, I gotta get back an Acolyte, because I got all those flyers. They're gonna bring in another thing. I need to gain more life. And gaining life here actually means that I might be able to play my Dark Bargain. I'm up to 11 now. They're at 16. I've got 6 mana on board. I don't think I need to right now. I think I just want to play some big dumb things. Because at this point, their clock is slowed way down. We were in race mode that I just needed to stop them. And now they're kind of stopped, and I needed to get in and actually win the game. So, go ahead and... Yeah, I mean, if they block, I eat both of them. Which is fine for me. Guess with kicker. 4. Vicious Offering. Oh. I should have played the Soothsayer. I could have drawn a card there. I will go down to 7. They gotta have something, because this is not a race that they win. I saw one Reproach. They could have another one, so I'm gonna actually drop this first main, so that way if they do Reproach, I can draw a card. Yep. Hit them for 8 down to 3. Let's see what happens. So at this point, yep, I got there, because of the Menace guy. Whew, that was a hell of a game. Oh, I thought I was dead for a long time there. Alright, let's see if we can keep this going. Salvage round 3. This hand is sliced, but okay. I'm on the draw. I've got fallback plays. I really like Fungal Infection against their deck. They have got a lot of X1s, so I'm very satisfied to have that in an opening hand. Knight of New Benalia. I will be ecstatic to infection that. I didn't see any pump spells, so I think I'm gonna try and do this. I didn't see any pump spells or like a dub or anything, but I can't rule it out, so I'm gonna wait. No. Alright. Now I'll get super blown out if they have Adamant Will. Yeah, they do not. That's fine. I'd rather have that around than the 3-1. Well, no, maybe I should have waited, because that's a flyer. Ugh. That's a historic trigger to done gone get. Yeah, I'll take 2 in the air. Land. Alright. Well, I guess I played Josu. I'm struggling to find lands. I don't think I'm going to get up to 10, and it kind of bricks. At least keeps Ariel from swinging. So... So what could it be? It could be your Reproach or Fungal Infection. I saw Reproach. I did not see a Fungal Infection. I think I'm going to put Josu and the Saproling on it, so that way I still get to kill the Knight in the event that it's Fungal Infection. And if it is a Reproach, then they do get to kill both things, but at least Ariel still gets to die. They do have Graveyard Recursion, but they don't have the second Black Source to activate it. Vicious Offering. I did not think about Vicious Offering. I should have put all of them on there. Punt. I'm bad at Magic. And I'm stuck at 4 again. Keep getting stuck at 4. They get through with Ariel this turn, because I don't have the mana to activate. But this way, when I do have creatures down, I can lock Ariel down. Yep. Oh, you will get in. I will take 5. I don't know. They got a lot of heat in their hand. What? Second main? What were they playing around? I don't understand. I think I just gotta pass here. Be able to both cast down and sack the Evangel to the Omnivore to kill Ariel. And if they got another trick, I'm just dead, but I need to deal with that. One second creature. Reproach in response? Yep. God, they just have all of the answers at just exactly the right time. They're down to 3 cards. I'm going to cast down this. No, I'm not going to cast down this flyer. Because if I draw a Source of White, I've got a blocker for it. Yep. It's not a Source of White. See, what all is in the yard? I think I play Eldest Reborn here. So let's see. They've got 3 cards left. There's no way I'm going to get 2 pieces of removal. So there's, like... If I cast this, they probably just get rid of their Servant. And then I get to reanimate Omnivore later. God, there's just nothing good about any of this. Alright, we're just gonna cast Reborn. No. It's either Reborn or Stronghold Confessor. Those are the only two castable spells. This costs 4, so I think I need to Reborn so that next turn I could potentially cast down and the Confessor if I draw a land. And that's a better target for cast down anyway. Okey-doke. Now we get to discard something this turn. Pay costs for what? Alright, so God, I really needed to do both. I think I just have to cast. So let's see, they're swinging for 5. A single historic trigger makes it 6. But then if I play the Confessor, then the Confessor chump blocks, and I take 5 or 4 historic trigger for 5. And then they kill me in the air the next turn because there's nothing I can do about that. So I think I absolutely have to cast down here. And then pass. Yep, you got it. Concede. Begin. Sideboarding. God, there's no good answers here. I think I take down this top end for another divest. Just because they got so many creatures that I can't deal with. And Eldest Reborn is just way too slow for this matchup. That's the primary factor. Is that Eldest Reborn is just too slow. They have me dead before I get to 6 mana. So with Divest here, it's something I can play as a 1-drop and deal with a threat. Yes, I would like to play first. Why does this keep happening? I gotta keep it. I'm on the play, but my deck is 11 swamps. I've only got 5 of these planes, and 2 of them are in this hand. Like, games like last game, yeah, that happens with this ratio, but this ratio is like, what is going on? Yeah, there we go. I don't need 2 dark bargains. Well, at least that's a castable card. I think I gotta get rid of the other dark bargain. They're gonna put me so far behind, I'm never gonna be able to afford to cast it. Was it 12-5? I think it's 12-5 split. Ooh. I think I take 2 because I can't deal with the flyer. I need to reproach the flyer instead. At least they understand. It is the worst. Hey, there it is. Alright, so as sad as it is, so I think I gotta, what do I do now? This guy can't block, and I need a blocker, so I think I just need to play this to block the honor guard. Take 2. At least I get to share my Alright, and there we go. That seems right. See, I locked that down by playing this instead of holding up for the reproach. I took 2 either way, but this way I've developed a board state. And now I could potentially reproach that instead. I think I'm going to divest and reproach here. Because I can't afford to take 3, and this way I get to hopefully stop something that's a problem for me. Oh crap, there's so much removal in that hand. So they've got, it'll be in the revealed card zone. Wow, there's no way I'm winning this game. Twits, I'm assuming that's Twitter. So bad at typing that. When I first bought my domain, I actually I bought the wrong domain because I typed it in wrong. Luckily, the Google has a 24-hour returns policy, so I just returned the one and bought the one that I needed. Probably just going to Dark Bargain. I mean, they could Vicious Offering, but they probably want to hold on to it for something stronger to kill. They did not. End of turn. Oh no, this is still their turn. I don't know what I'm thinking. Doing too much chatting. I'm not sure where we are. Okay. Here we go. So, if I play the Windgraced Acolyte, they probably just snap Vicious Offering it so that they can keep getting in the air. If I play the Stronghold Confessor, so I'm going to swing to see if they're willing to make a trade and then kick the Stronghold Confessor. Cast with kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's definitively the right call there. We got 7 cards to our 3, and we're at 10 to 16. I don't think there's any way we're coming back from this. Ugh. At least so far, none of the cards that we've seen in their hand are historic, so they probably don't get to tap anything. So if I think I gotta play the Acolyte in game 3 life. It's obviously gonna get Vicious Offeringed, but no, I think I hold up. I think I'm gonna hold up to Blessed Light when they replay the 3/2 flyer, the Aven Sentry. See, what did they get back with that? Targeting the Thallid Soothsayer. Yeah, not ready to go live. I want to get a few draft videos in and get comfortable with the commentating before I start live streaming. Yep, that will get through. I'll go to 4 or to 6. And then end of turn. This card would have made a lot more sense in Ixalan, destroying a vampire. Okay, this isn't the worst. So, I cast this, they get rid of something, still continue to get in the air. Just hold it back. I know they got that reproach, so swinging just gives them the ability to, Oh, yes, they finally burned that away. Sweet. Get that out of there. And they did cast one of the Dark Bargains. Let's make them use the reproach here. Yep. They're down to... God, they still got 4 cards in their hand? Oh, and that is the Soul Salvage. And now I've seen all of the things. So now I have to cast the Acolyte. And let's see. So I cast the Acolyte this turn. Go up to 7. Block their flyer. Next turn, reanimate the Acolyte. We might be making a comeback here. They still have 1 Dark Bargain. Nope, I am now dead. Am I dead? Let's see, 3, 4... Yep, that's it for Xaxes. Alright, well, they got that one. At least this one I didn't punt. I'm always typing 1 in over there. Oh, yeah, just cause, why not? My opponent wins 20 to zilch exactly. Very nice, very nice. Alright, well, thanks for joining everybody. Join me again next time.